Hi, my name is Tanya and welcome to my small backyard vegetable garden here in central Victoria. After weeks of no frosts, we've just had two quite sharp frosts. Sort of came from nowhere. I did have the glass jars over the top, but the leaves were sitting up against the inside of the jars and they've got a little burnt, but I think they should recover all okay. I am changing them over to the wire covers soon. I added a few sticks either side of the tomatoes just to keep the glass jars up off the leaves. With all this fresh new growth on the lemon balm, I am going to be making the most of it and making lots of tea, brewing it in my pot with hot water. I don't pick the lemon balm and dry the leaves. I just enjoy lots of tea while it's pushing out all this beautiful new growth. I sort of thought I had too many tomatoes already, but I have added another one into the mix. It's called Little Bing and it is a dwarf tomato. It already has flowers on it. I might pull those off, but I've never grown a dwarf tomato before, so I'm putting it in a terracotta pot and I'm going to wait and see how it performs. Some of the seeds have germinated for the indigo tomatoes. The indigo ruby, nothing through as yet, but I'm hoping soon. The Dancing with Smurfs have pushed out a couple of tiny little plants, and the indigo rose is doing the same. I was a little worried that nothing was going to come through, but I was just being impatient, obviously. Everything is growing really well. I really need to get on with potting these tomatoes up, and I think I am going to start with the pink Thai eggs. These ones here, we loved these last summer and I'm looking forward to having plenty of these go in the ground. Hopefully, if they transplant okay. I'm looking forward to trying all these new varieties, and I want to get a bit more soil in the sunflower seed snails. I am very nervous at doing this. It's always a bit of a worry that they might get damaged, but I'm going to do it because they are quite large and I'm not quite ready to get them into the garden, mainly because I haven't decided where they're actually going. But look at these root systems, it's amazing. And I absolutely love the burgundy stems. I hope they stay as they get larger. It's such a beautiful time of the night, but it is quite warm, so I think the mozzies will be out, so I really need to get on and get these things sorted. The raspberries have exploded with new growth and have heaps of flowers. I'm just giving the sunflowers a really good water so that when I unroll them, the soil will stay together and not sort of drift off the root system. I'm just using some seed raising mix and a bit of coir, and I'm adding moisture to that so it will roll a little easier. It's always good to make it that you can just pick up a handful and carefully unroll the seed snail. Look at these root systems. It really does make me quite nervous doing this because to get them to this point has been wonderful, and really I should just make a decision and get them in the garden. But I really need to work out a bit of a plan on where everything is going, so I need a little bit more time to, debate that situation. Just getting it all back together with some new tape. They will look a little wonky for a little while because I've added soil into them. Hopefully it won't have them go backwards too much, but I am going to be putting plenty of sea salt over them and keeping the moisture up to them. We do have quite a hot day in the next couple of days, so these will not be going out in the sun. They can stay in the shade. But look at these root systems. It's just amazing how they just travel down, and they've gone into that coir in the bottom of those plastic tubs. Just onto the last one. These are a little tangled, so I've got to take it nice and slow, untangling. Some of these get quite tall. Getting a bit more soil. There is a late seed there that is just coming up through the soil level. By the time I got to this third one, I was feeling a little more confident. It is a while since I've done this, and that one went back together much better than the last two. And I may try doing some of the tomatoes, putting them into rolls, because I will not have enough pots, and I sort of need to decide whether I'm going to keep all the tomatoes. At least if they're in rolls, then I can hand them on to people. But these are looking fine. They'll look a little sulky for a couple of days, and I'll keep them well watered with sea salt, and they can recoup in the shade of my back veranda. Now for these tomatoes, I have left them a little long, but I'm going to just work at it. There's sort of 3 distinct little bunches here, and I'm just going to work one bunch at a time. They're very close together, and I'm going to just try and separate them a bit like separating onion seedlings. This is the sea salt, and I'm just going to gently ply them apart, get a lot of the dirt off, and hopefully the root systems won't be too damaged. They seem to be coming apart not too bad, and I'm also going to plant 4 in a pot, just 2 pairs, because I am really going to run out of pots. Figure that if there's 2, then if one of them doesn't make it through the transplant, then one will be there, and I can either plant the pair or chop one of them off and leave the stronger one growing. Just dampening down the soil. This is just the seed raising mix. I'm putting a little bit of coir over the top to try and keep the moisture in. And I've got my trusty raspberry cane. Just making sure there's plenty of moisture. This is just water. Okay, it's time to start. And if the soil does drop too much, I can always come back through and add a bit more soil around them. They won't mind that at all. I probably will do that as they get established. And that lot wasn't too bad. Give them a good water in with sea salt and work on with the next batch. Just keeping the others in the soil so that they don't dry out. It's quite a warm night. These will also be having a lot of sea salt over the next few days, and they will spend time underneath the back veranda where they're shaded and stay a little cool so they can recoup, especially on our very warm day. I'll just put 2 empty pots in there so they don't fall over when I'm moving them, and I'll restick the label on the tray. These 2 will look a little sulky, but I am hoping that they'll bounce back okay. Putting a bit more coir in the base of this little tub, and this is where the sunflowers will be staying until I get them in the garden. Now, these are the dahlias that I had in pots last summer around the asparagus bed on that little ledge, and I have pulled them out. I put all the bedding dahlias over in the perennial vegetable bed, and these are a taller growing, more specialty type of dahlia. They're all shooting, so I've pulled those out of the pots, and I'm just wanting to get most of them into this copper tub. I'm not dividing or anything. I am no dahlia expert. I am just looking for anything that may be rotten, that may compromise the rest of the tubers, and then I will just put them in. They're all got nice little shoots coming on them, so I do not want to play around with them too much. Just getting all this dead foliage cut back. And I'll get them replanted, and hopefully they'll be fine. And being in a copper pot, I should not have to worry about snails or slugs. And once I know they're up through, I think I will probably mulch them with some wool also. The things that I have mulched with wool are really enjoying the wool. I think that's had a really good benefit for them, and it's quite lovely just seeing the wool everywhere in the garden. This is a pot that had some other things growing in it, so the soil is really nice, and I'll just give them a bit of a top dress before I put the wool on, and they should be right for summer. The echinacea is shooting there as well. And the first sweet peas of spring for me, and it looks like Mrs. Possum has been using these canes as a ladder to get down to the apple trees, which is the next thing I need to tackle.